Well, spring feels like it's here. The next 2 weeks don't call for any days below zero and barely any nights below zero, to be honest. So it's time to get shearing. But first, we need to sharpen the shears because it's been quite a few months since they've been used and they're rusty. You have to excuse the chicken. Apparently, she can't find anywhere to lay an egg. So this is my method. One of two. I really like these little guys, but depending on the fleece and how matted it is, these guys work a lot quicker. So basically, to sharpen these, I use a stone. That's it. So when your shears are in normal position, they overlap with the flat sides together. So to sharpen these, what I do is I put them wrong sides together and squeeze up. So you can see here, they're on the, see they won't cut. They're on the wrong sides. Squeeze it all up until that back blade comes to the top. So take your stone and line it up. Make sure you're on the same angle as the miter on your blade. And just slowly drag it along. I don't do too much. I'm just trying to get any rust off because that really is what makes it dull, in my opinion. And then turn it over so we can do the other side. Looking good. So now it's time to find a sheep. All right, so here we have Lilah. Lilah is one of our older ewes. She's done this numerous times before, haven't you, girl? We are going to shear her. As you can see, Lilah has a lot of hay matter. We're going to have this problem with the girls this year, I think, because basically they spent most of the year in the barn eating out of the hay feeder and hay fell on them. I also usually am late shearing and we tend to get a lot of matting in here. And I'm really pleased because this year it's not a mat yet. Hey, if you can see here, Lilah is already breaking. Look at that, see? This is one of the beautiful things with the Icelandic, is you get a break. And a break makes it so nice and easy for shearing. So, process for me usually is start on the back, kind of do a strip down the middle, and then work my way either direction. Because she is breaking, look at all that hay in there. It's horrible. Because she is breaking, I'm going to see if I can get a start up here. I'll get the shears on the right way. Right. The first few cuts are always kind of the most difficult. Once you get an opening, then it's smooth sailing after that. Oh, this is going to feel good, girl. So there you can see. Underneath, not so bad, but that's going to be awfully tough to get all that out of there. I have a feeling that we will have a lot of wasted fleece this year, but maybe not. We'll test my cleaning abilities. You can see there we're getting a nice opening. I'm actually going to go back to the back and see if I can make a incision, so to speak, all the way up to the front. You're being a very good girl. So there you can see we have an incision going down. Oops. And now we're just going to work one way and the other and slowly work this off. The worst bit is when you get to a spot, you can see here with that yellowish, that's that lanolin, that's sheep oil. Now, Icelandics do not have a lot of this, but they do have parts that do, and that is where it's a little tough going with the shears. You definitely want to, I haven't got too many, but you definitely want to make sure you pick out any second cuts as you do them, because it's a lot easier to pick them out now. Oh, I know. So you can see here, we've got her shoulders opened up. I'm now standing up and going down from there through this. Shearing with the scissors never looks super pretty. You can see here, it's all bumpy where I've cut. She has exceptionally thick fleece. There's what I was talking about with the second cut. You just want to kind of, if you see them, pick them out. It'll make it a lot easier when it comes to using this fiber for spinning and carding. Once I get past the shoulders here, it will get a lot easier to go with big cuts, because it's not matted together once you get past this. I'm already starting here. So what I do here, we've got to where her break is coming in handy. I take my fingers almost like a comb and stick it in and just pull it down. There, you can see that. That just gets some of it out of the way so that I can come in and just trim it up. Oh, it's thick. Very thick hair. Then just do it again, pull it down, get it out of the way, and then just go along and cut. There's another little second cut. And so on. Oh, I know. Stomp your feet. But you can see, once you get underneath that disgusting bit that gets on top with all the hay, there's some gorgeous fleece under here. You just gotta find it. Now you could work with this and leave it on her hanging there. It does help a little bit because it pulls it down. There's another little bit of second cuts. But I always find I take it off once I get to a certain point, because the risk of her getting all cranky and stepping on it and making it full of hay is very high. So, another second cut. So when I get to a point that it's almost to the floor, get some of that hay out of there, I just pull it off and stuff it in our bag, and we keep going. Well, Lilah is pretty much done on this side, and we've made pretty good progress on that side as well. Now we just need to move her out of her little safety corner here that she seems to have decided she likes, and get to work finishing her up. One side done. Now we're going down the other side. We're definitely testing Lilah's patience. She has a lot of hair. We've been at this for over half an hour, probably closer to 40 minutes now. And definitely she had some areas that were so full of hay and matter that they weren't salvageable. And they were really hard for the shears to cut through all that twigs and hay. But we're definitely on the home stretch. All this on the bottom along her belly is stuff that if you were going to be processing your fleece, you would skirt this off. The nice thing about doing this with the hand shears is I'm skirting my fleece in the process of shearing, so I don't have to worry about it. Whatever I take inside to clean is all good fleece. I don't need to skirt it afterwards. But we still have to get this off of Lilah. And a lot of people ask me about how we do the bellies. And to be honest, any bred ewe, the belly falls off on its own for the most part. But basically, it's the same process. I just get all the rest off first and then come in and reach under as good as I can and shear. Like I say, the nice thing is I know that, especially in and around her udder and everything, all this will fall off right before she has her BB. So now Lilah, as I said, is our oldest ewe. She's had this done many times. As you can see, she stands here beautifully. But the nice thing is I'm not trying to save any of this. So I'm not being careful how I cut it. If I'm getting second cuts or anything like that, I just reach under as far as I feel comfortable with and snip it off. And like I said, there will be bits in and around her udder that I won't bother with getting off. But those will fall off in the next couple weeks as she gets cleaned up to have babies. But I'm going to get her finished up and then we'll show you the final results. I should also say, this type of work right here that I'm doing, that's where it's nice to have these short blade ones. If I was trying to do this with these, you can see the difference in size. Trying to cut under there and not slice her would be virtually impossible in my mind. These just allow me a little more control to really get in there and not upset her. As you can see, I have a lot more maneuverable space. It's okay, Lilah. No udders for me yet. But as you can see, I'm not getting everything in there. There is a lot still in there. But these shears, these short-bladed ones, do just make it a lot easier to tend in this area. Right, Lilah? What a good girl. Try and get off some of that matted stuff, but like I said, it will fall off on its own. All right, there she is, all finished up. Hi, Lilah. One thing I wanted to note, look at that belly. This side here really has a big bulge on it. But either way, she's looking very well bred and round. That's the nice thing about shearing before lambing, is you can do kind of that check over. But as you can see, she's all done up, all cleaned up, and quite eager to get back in with her friends. Hi, girl. What do you think, Lilah? The others are going to beat you up now. That's what always happens.